Here's a secret from Arm & Hammer for fresh-smelling cat litter.
My name is Joanne. I have 2 kids, 3 cats, and I just tried Arm & Hammer Ultra Last cat litter, and it's been amazing. This litter is magic. It has just made my house smell cat-free.
Ultralast has powerful odor destroyers, plus every granule is coated with baking soda to give you longer-lasting odor control, even if you miss a scoop.
I'm definitely switching, and thanks to Arm & Hammer Ultra Last, I can have my cats without the litter box smell.
Switch today, be odor-free tomorrow.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Princesses Long Island After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Princesses Long Island After Show.
Oh! Hey. Thank you, Steven. I'm doing this tonight. Hey, you guys, welcome to our princess party here at AFTERBUZZ Studios. This is the after show for Bravo's Princesses. Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another after show. It's season 1, episode 4. Mr. Wrongs don't make it right.
They sure don't.
I'm your host, Kristina Zias, along with...
I'm Jake DuPree.
I'm Fahnia Thomas.
I'm Cassidy Gard. Bye, bye, bye. Oh my God, this is like such a flashback. I'm loving it right now. Okay, let's get into it. There's this episode. We can start with Ashlee, who called in last week. So if you guys didn't check out that episode, her and Casey called in and it was a lot of fun with them. Yeah. This time, it's Ashlee's 30th birthday party. And in the first episode, she was shopping for her dress, right? Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
So...
What's with her and the thunderstorms? There's always some sort of weather happening.
Oh.
Remember, she goes to the store, the electricity is out. They're always having these monsoons come and take over their lives. I didn't know that New Jersey.
She's electric.
Yeah,
I like that. So she turns 30. Is she the oldest one, I guess, out of the princesses?
Yes.
And Eileen and Hal give her some bling bling because she doesn't have another man at the moment.
Giant ring.
I don't know how I feel about this. It's a little weird, I think, for your dad to put a diamond ring on your finger. Do you know what I mean?
It is very strange to, like, have a giant ring from your family like that. And they were making, like, jokes about it being on her ring finger. I was like, all right.
I know, and she's like, Mom, you better put it on me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
I like the diamond ring. I'm not going to complain. If my dad gave me a diamond ring for another finger, I'd go with it. I haven't ever been in that situation, but I wouldn't turn it down. I mean, you know, it could be a nice set of earrings and maybe keep the ring itself for your future son-in-law, perhaps. What do you think?
Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Papa Hal, shout out to you. I wish it was my dirty 30 you were celebrating with me so I could get some bling bling. A gift is a gift is a gift, and it's her father. Like, that's his daughter. He can spoil her as much as he wants to.
Okay, I will say, if we're talking about spoiling, though, I was a little disappointed with the party, and I'm going to say it. Ashlee, I expected more for your 30th. I mean, it was next to Big Lots. And there's nothing wrong with Big Lots, but this is Ashlee, Daddy's little girl. Like, you know what I wanted? I wanted a bat mitzvah.
Like...
I wanted
full on, like DJ, like lights,
like the whole dance crew and everything. That's what I wanted.
Maybe this is the only place the production could clear for her party. You know,
it's Ashlee's 30th birthday.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see maybe there's something else behind it, but I don't know. It was really I was expecting like opulent because it was like if you're gonna go there with this ring and the dress and the boobs and the heels,
the shoes. Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's see this, and then we got there and I was just a little disappointed.
Well, in the spirit of the Freeport, fiasco, I have no comment.
Oh, yes.
Good point.
Yes,
good
yes,
point.
Be
It
careful.
was a lot of
not touching that.
Yes, very true.
Be careful.
No, I don't think so. I went there.
What'd you think about the hummus dip on the penis?
I would have taken a little dip.
We all would
The
have.
crudité.
No, what do you think about Jeff being so excited for that hummus dip? Because the first thing they said, the girls were all like, that's a little weird, that's a little weird. Jeff's like, I dipped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did.
You know he did.
Although, I will say, I liked his blue blazer. I don't know if any of you guys peeped that.
He did. I thought he
With
looked
the
really
V-neck.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, he cleaned up nicely.
It was a nice change for him a little bit. Sometimes he can look a little tickety-tack for me, but that's okay.
Well, we'll talk more about tickety tack when we get to Babs later on. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay, so, I mean, Ashlee's birthday party wasn't much to it. She thanked everyone for being there. Obviously, she loves Eileen and Hal, as we all do, because they're amazing. After that, we had this whole weather monsoon camp fiasco, which I think it's hilarious because when I grew up, all the Jewish kids went to sleepaway camp. At least all my Jewish friends went to sleepaway camp, and it was so much fun. They all had the best summers ever. And I guess it's something that maybe you just don't grow out of, huh? I didn't realize there was adult sleepaway camp.
It's a cute concept, I think.
I love it. All inclusive, free bubbly. It sounds like a resort.
It's like a theme party.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like the paradise, but for camping in the woods with singles, and anything goes because you're in the
Delayed
woods.
use.
And hopefully a protection or two, if you know what I'm saying.
We know what you're saying.
Do you think it's like grouper on steroids sort of thing?
Oh, what?
Like grouper?
Grouper, it's the
Oh, like Groupon?
no. So Grouper is this new dating site, I guess, and what they do is they match people up in groups. So like a group of 3 girls goes out with a group of 3 guys.
That's cute.
And they set you up on a date. And I feel like
Bing
if
it.
this what sleepaway camp wasn't like, yeah, bing it. Girls are princesses of Long Island. You should look into Grouper.
Yeah, they
Right?
can go
Because
out
if
in
they went,
groups.
yeah, that'd be perfect for them. And then they could select that they only want Jewish boys.
Oh.
I don't know though how they do in groups because it always seems to just be like, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? And there's always the one in the corner kind of judging quietly Joey, and then Chanel's like facilitating the whole thing. I don't know how the equilibrium of the 3 of them match the 3 guys would actually go, but I like the thought a lot.
And they can be kind of intimidating, I feel like, because they all just try to. I feel like they're being like really silly all the time, so they're not really getting like a serious guys. But then the guys they come across on the show are not like husband material.
They're not.
Like, so you know.
Well, what about that bartender? So I guess they get stranded. They're on their way to sleepaway camp. And then Papa Hal calls and says that there's a monsoon coming. Bad weather, Al Roker. He's really cute and protective, and I love it. And I don't know how they canceled the whole trip, like, so last minute. I almost feel like this was partly set up. Like, there was no
I kind of
sleepaway
feel that
camp.
way too.
They
the plot
tricked them all.
thickens.
The producers tricked all of our ladies. The princesses got tricked.
And then there wasn't even like a storm.
Yeah, right?
It hasn't been raining at all.
Like there
on
should
the
have been
show.
some scene of them running into the motel room, like covering their heads or something. There's none of that.
Even if they like had to ADR like rain sounds like post production, like at least make it seem like there was at least something going on.
Bravo, we are calling your bluff. Sorry.
Yeah, check it, boo.
Well, I mean, I'm glad, I guess they did this because they went to this bar in Connecticut, which they make it sound like Connecticut.
It's like the stakes.
Yeah, it's the 2 states. It's the next state over.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just 3 hours
Just
away.
a little
That's all.
geography lesson. Yeah, no big deal. And then they meet that bartender who they're all crushing on.
Robbie, what's his name? Robbie.
Robbie, yeah.
Robbie. Right.
Oh, maybe.
Yes.
I'm getting it confused
Yeah,
with
it was
the other
Robbie.
Rob.
Robbie.
And
Robbie.
we see our girl Ashlee making some moves.
She's like, shimmy
wanted-
your way around the bar and get on the dance floor with me. And
My
he did.
girl, she can have fun anywhere. At first, they tried to portray her as like the Debbie Downer, but she got up there. She was dancing. She got the bartender involved.
She had a
I see what
costume
you're doing,
change.
Ash. She had a wardrobe change. Like she didn't want to die in a green sweater.
She was standing on a chair to be at eye level with him. She was like, look, Robbie, we're going to be talking. And she was standing on a chair talking to him. But she's definitely not a Debbie Downer. But what did you guys think about Casey sitting by herself? I
What
mean, I
was
know.
that?
I guess she works at One Oak. She probably doesn't want to go to that night scene in her off time. But at the same time, like,
You're with your friends in the middle of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
why not? Just have fun. I didn't like that. She just kind of seemed like she was like
A
putting
little
a damper on the
pretentious.
whole thing.
Yeah, like almost she was like too good for it, like to have fun. That's the vibe I got.
she's
from
like,
her.
I'm a waitress. I don't want to talk to waiters. Or I was a little odd to me. I don't know. But
Right, and Joey was like, well, he could be your boyfriend for the next hour.
Just
Like,
go
just
with
have
it.
fun, loosen up a little bit.
I like Joey. Joey, I really am starting to like her a lot because she's just kind of calling it as it is. I don't know if it's producer Fred lines or what, but she kind of has the best sharp lines, second to Ashlee, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she keeps saying something about like how this is why Ashlee and I won't get along. And I feel like they're not showing much more of that backstory except for that one little argument they had at, I think it was last week's episode at that lounge, you know, when they were in the Hamptons.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I think she's resentful probably from the beginning of her town being called a ghetto. I think that it might have stemmed from that little outburst.
Did she hear that, though? She wouldn't have heard that on the actual show.
Right, because she didn't say it to her face.
Yeah, she was saying it to her dad on the phone.
It probably got her on. I mean,
I think there's more to come. I think there's something going on between the two of them and Casey as well, that Joey's just not feeling them. I guess we'll have to stay tuned to find out, but she's definitely like low-key, she throws shade.
I need to see more of Joey. Like they're not showing her a lot. I feel like a lot of what they show is just her privately in her little diary confession
maybe
kind of thing.
because she's the least crazy one.
Maybe.
She's not getting much airtime. She's kind of the most normal, pulled together, best looking. She's just kind of got it going on.
She needs to be like, I feel like she needs to bring her one-liners in the like one-on-ones to the actual conversation in the actual event.
Which is what Ashlee's very good at.
Which is what
in the
Ashlee is
moment,
both.
she just has it. Yeah, it's happening.
See, I think that she's just not really friends with him. Like, I think we were kind of fooled, to be honest with you, in the beginning. I mean, we were talking about this, that this was one great group of friends who went to high school together. And then we're kind of like slowly learning that, they're not actually friends. So I think that maybe Joey just knew Erica, right? And then, so they're just trying to bring her in. And she's probably like, okay, I know Erica. Erica's not going to the sleepaway camp thing. So now I'm just with these other girls, like, and I'm sitting in the car. And Ashley's like annoying the crap out of me. And I'm stuck next to her because there's a camera guy in the front seat.
Yeah, it's like most it's like most shows where like there's one common denominator, which is Coco, and she's mixing all these girls and they're thrown into these situations to see what happens. And what happens is wine-infused fights and tiffs and not having girl code and somebody sitting at the bar being like totally bored. TV at its finest.
Can we just interview the camera guy that's in the car with them for 3 hours going to Connecticut? I want to talk to him. That's who I want to talk to.
He better be paid well. He better be paid well.
Wait, could we talk about Coco for a second? Because I'm glad that girl got her dance on after that scene with her ex-boyfriend. I think his name was Michael. And first off, I want to say, Coco, you looked beautiful when you were talking to him in the car. I love you the most when your hair is just, when you're so natural and you have no lipstick on and you're just like, doing your own thing.
A little bit of a side part.
Yeah. Or like I think she had the center part too. She looks so beautiful, and I like want to see her like this all the time. When I feel like she's just natural. You know what I mean? Sometimes she tries too hard. I think with the lipstick and the earrings, and I like Coco as she is. Without Michael.
I agree with that. And I love her dance moves. Like she's like, I really don't care. I'm going to dance my ass off.
Coco loves some neon. She's wearing different colored neons in every single scene. I really appreciate, I mean, neon is still very in, but last summer was definitely the start of the neon trend. And
she's like,
she was working it.
She's like, I want to be camera friendly.
Yeah.
Bubblegum chic over here.
Yeah, you guys are. Physical all over that.
Yeah. But she was. In the beginning of the scene, Coco and Ashlee, no, it was Amanda. Coco and Amanda were giving really good hair. Like, they were giving us good face, wardrobe. Loved it.
Ashlee's hair looked great, by the way. She was so stressing out about how her hair turned out, but I think it was great Kate Middleton waves, I must say.
Yeah.
And the ombre at the bottom. Ombre, she works it, yes.
Can we talk about this loser, Michael? Because I'm sorry. And I felt really bad for Chanel in this part of the episode, but I'm sorry, if your boyfriend leaves you for a 19-year-old girl and then comes back and is trying to give you lip because you blocked him, I don't know, if I were in that, I just want to like reach through and be like, psh.
Why does she, I would not give him the time of day.
No, at all.
Like,
we've been there.
It was the
We've all
producer's
done
fault.
that.
They made her go sit in that car and talk with him. Let's just call it. I'm sure that they forced her to.
Definitely.
Bravo, producers.
And I feel like they force-fed him, too, because no part of that scene seemed genuine.
No.
Or maybe he's just like a creep, you know?
I love
He
when
doesn't
he's
really
like,
care.
I'm just very sensitive.
I think we've all had like the ex-boyfriend, girlfriend post-breakup, whatever. We go back, like we'll fumble like 3 or 4 or 5 times. It happens.
there's someone that always just has you like always coming back for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it really broke my heart because when she was talking to her dad, she said that she thought this might be her only chance at love.
That was really sad.
Right? And she's a really cool girl, and she knows how to have fun. And I feel like these girls are so focused on finding a Jewish guy from Long Island. Like, they really need to branch out and not try so hard. Because you know when they say when you're not looking, that's when it'll come find you?
Yeah.
Like, they need to just focus on their girl time.
But do you necessarily find that that's true, though? Because I feel like everyone, if you're single, I mean, all of us are not single on this channel, but when you were single, your eyes always looking. Does that make sense? I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're always like
I
looking
enjoy
for the
that.
opportunity of like maybe this could be a thing, you know?
100%.
So to say, sometimes I feel like it's hard to say when you're not looking. Maybe whenever you're, I don't know. It's just a difficult concept to understand. But I understand what you're saying, that they all need to like cool it a little bit.
Like, I just think that, I mean, obviously you're always like have your eye out for someone, but I feel like when I met my boyfriend, I like just graduated college, and I'm like, there's no way I want a boyfriend right now.
And then boom.
And that's when it happens. You know what I mean?
But then on the flip side of the coin, they're the people that aggressively date and are out there and putting themselves out on dates constantly, and they end up finding their mate. So I think it's...
That's true.
Dare I say trash can lid? Dare I?
I like the
cork in the line.
This is the drinking side. We're Erica team. Team Erica.
Okay.
But, I mean, also with that, so wait, can you not text on Shabbat? Like, the whole, he didn't send me a text message, he didn't reply to my call, and he was like, I respect the Sabbath.
And she was like, it was 5 o'clock, and the Sabbath doesn't start till 8, so it was a strange...
He's being extra, you know,
shady.
Respective of the Sabbath thing.
Shade. I think he was
definitely.
He's a gold creep. You know what he was
could
doing.
he be doing at 5 o'clock on a Friday night in Long Island? I mean, honestly, what do you think he could really be up to?
Well, hopefully he was at work.
Yeah,
until
or getting off of
Shabbat.
work.
I mean, he probably was at Shabbat, no?
He's
I thought-
probably
isn't it
buying some
sundown?
challah. Challah at the bread store. That's what you do. You go get the freshly baked bread. I've been to Shabbat. That's what you do.
You go get, and then you don't text at all during it.
No, you do not.
Okay. Well, I still don't believe what he was saying.
Liar.
At all. I don't know.
She can do much better. He is just a troll.
Yeah,
He's awful looking. I don't know what she's thinking.
Whenever I first saw him, though, I
like
did for a
him.
second think he was kind of cute for a second.
You did.
I was like, oh.
He's not
then,
bad.
Yeah, he's not bad. You know that any of those girls saw him out at like a bar, they'd be like, he's really cute.
Yeah, he's cute, but you know, was he wearing a suit and tie?
Yeah.
I feel like he like, I'm the Jewish man on campus.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks he's hot.
I work at Goldman Sachs.
Yeah,
like, you know, like,
he definitely. Ew.
He's okay at like first glance far away, and then you see the overbite, and then you see like the receding chin. I don't like him. We can be mean to him. He broke Chanel's heart.
Okay.
And
He
she
did.
was sobbing,
Okay.
and I just really felt for her. And now he's on my bad list. So that's
and
how it works.
I appreciate this scene happening because I think a lot of people can relate to this. I think everybody can
Yes,
relate to a situation like
absolutely.
this. So that's good that they showed that.
Now, I want to talk about who I think might be my new favorite princess.
Who?
Amanda.
I
Honestly,
genuinely think she might be one of my favorites in the show.
she's really funny. She's cool, and I feel like she doesn't take anything too seriously.
That's what I
She was
like.
like, my mom looks like a hooker right now. This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And she's just like having fun with it. She realizes how ridiculous. Like, how did she even come?
She also
to have
gives
a
the
reality
camera
show?
like exactly what the reality show is looking for. Like she's always like loud and like crazy and like laughing. I don't know. I think there's something really endearing about her. I really like her.
I like her
Her hair and
too.
makeup always looks good. It always consistently looks the exact same, which is great on a show like this. There's no surprises.
She knows what's looks because sometimes when on reality shows when people take some like serious risks, they're like, let me try something. It's like, no,
Or they
no,
don't know how they look good on camera or what angles play well to them. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
season 2 they have a makeover. Like, oh.
Chanel does like the big gold chunky jewelry one day, or then like the chandelier earrings. It's like always switching it up a little bit, but I kind of love her for that. But I like Amanda's consistency. She knows what looks good, and she does it every single time, and she goes with it.
And Amanda, I hope that we get you on to talk because you look just like Lady Gaga, and I want to hear if other people tell you this because I'm sure they do. I hope they do.
For sure.
It's like it's crazy to me sometimes. I see like I don't know. It just makes me like happy because it's like almost like I'm watching Lady Gaga and like on a reality show.
And also,
I
she's
don't know.
such a character.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
she embodies that. Like, I feel like you know how on a reality show, like, you kind of have to exaggerate your best personality or, like, a certain part of your personality. She went for it, girl.
Yeah.
Totally.
She's good.
It's shameless and I like it.
What do you
It's
guys
good.
think of her
It's a good payoff.
sister? the sister, the
Taylor, right?
sister.
Isn't that her name?
Taylor, yeah.
Taylor girl. That's
Taylor
what I call
girl.
her.
I kind of feel bad for her, actually. Because I feel like Amanda and Babs are so close, and Taylor's a lot younger, so she's kind of like the odd man out.
And she probably...
And she's brunette.
And
Sorry.
she's also the younger...
Shade.
Also the... What?
Well, they're both blonde, and then she's like the random brunette sister that doesn't really look related. Just saying.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, I'm looking for her 80s picture because Babs and Amanda had their 80s picture up on the wall in Babs' bedroom. So, Babs, where's baby sister's
And that was like an oil painting, too. That wasn't even like an actual
That was not a
photograph.
portrait.
Yeah, that was like a painted, legit portrait. Whoa. But, this is what I was saying. I think that Taylor's probably feels like she doesn't really have a mom sometimes because I'm sure, because Amanda is, I think, significantly old, 26, I think, and then she's 19. So the younger sibling always just kind of gets like the slack. They're like, yeah, they can do whatever because we've gone through it with the older child. And I think that, Babs is like going out with Amanda and Taylor has to just sit home. Like she probably misses her like mom.
Sure. I mean,
At least Jeff can be like a man figure in her life because her dad's not around.
Are you serious?
No, I think that he's coming into good traits. He's been really well behaved and less creepy on this last episode.
That's because they barely showed him.
Yeah, that's what they didn't show him. Remember,
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Like the dad's not around wherever he is, and then the mom's like really looking for a man. And at least Jeff is like solid and consistent. He's always there in his little V-neck with a nice blazer.
wait, do we know if the dad's not there?
Yeah, they're divorced.
Yeah,
they're divorced.
Well, I mean, do they not spend time away? Like, do they not go see
I'm
their
sure they
dad? We don't
see
know if
him.
it's in a strange relationship or not with her father, do we?
Yeah.
I just, she never
don't know
talks
that.
about
Okay.
him. That's true. All the other, princesses except Casey mostly talk about their dad. So I kind of just assumed he wasn't around.
Oh,
But
okay.
Maybe he's off camera. Maybe he's very private.
And you know what? You're kind of right about Jeff. I mean, I will say, and I've said it before, I do think he's a little creepy. But I just really like Amanda. So I want her to have like this hot stud, like a really good, like manly man. And if
So you're saying Jeff is not a hot stud, manly man?
He's dad.
it's in my opinion, if he's Amanda's like hot stud, manly man, then I'm really happy for her. And he's very respectful of her, and I feel like he does treat her like the princess that
very
she is.
affectionately.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
very affectionate to our Amanda,
Yeah.
which goes and counts for a lot.
Mommy,
Yeah.
daddy.
I can't. I mean, with the 2-for-1, her asking for a 2-for-1 father-son combo. The only 2-for-1 I want is happy hour.
Okay. Yeah.
No father-son combos.
That's what Babs said.
I can't. Like,
I don't know. Parenting these days is all I have to say.
New
Like,
techniques. There's all kinds of techniques. All kinds of new techniques.
what did you guys think of? Well, I like how Babs is included in Girls' Night, but what did you guys think of her outfit? Do you think she got it from the corner shop that she was standing at?
It just
Shade, I said it, okay?
It was just like it was not appropriate for her age.
No.
But she is pretty good looking for her age.
She is.
she is. Hands
Yeah,
down.
she is.
Amanda's dress would have been very appropriate for her mom. Like it was very conservative. I loved the gray
neckline was
lines,
nice.
the necklines.
Yeah.
They could have swapped dresses and it would have looked just fine. Like Amanda, glittery front dress, out with her girlfriends.
I could see that.
At what's that
like-
place called? The hottest spot in Long Island. It's called
English.
English.
Body English.
Body English.
I feel it's like a ripoff from Vegas. I feel like I've heard that before. I don't know why.
It just reminds me. It just makes me cringe a little bit. Like my skin crawls a little bit just hearing body English. Like that's really gross.
I mean,
I just
Babs
feel
is
like
a coog. Like she was out there,
right,
she
and
was
she
having
owns
fun.
it.
On the prowl, honey,
Yeah,
like-
she was turned up, having fun,
Turned up.
and kudos to her. Like,
Yeah.
get your
yeah.
freak on, you know. Like
And she's
you ain't
single.
got a
She can
man.
do whatever the hell she wants.
Exactly,
And
and she wasn't sloppy like some
No.
other
No.
people.
She held it together. Erica.
It's funny, when you do think of a cougar, I picture Babs.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
the poster child.
She is the poster
mama.
cougar.
I mean, like if you look at like people like on Suburgatory, Cheryl Hines. She looked. Her
Yeah, you're
costume
right.
looked like
Babs.
Yeah. So, there's
There
a
it
reason.
is.
There's a definition. She fits it.
Since we've been mentioning shade a lot, I think we need to talk about Erica. Girl.
Her orange shade.
Girl.
There's lots
Cassidy.
of
Well, she was orange, like a shade of orange.
For Ashlee's birthday, she was.
Yes.
We forgot to talk about that.
And then it disappeared for when she was playing tennis. Which, by the way,
She
the
took a shower.
language.
She took a shower, so it all washed off.
The language in front of those little tennis players was just awful.
It was really bad. And okay, I don't understand what Bravo's producers are doing, because in this scene with her and Rob too, I feel like they're like, okay, now you're going to talk about how you don't trust Erica. And Rob's just like, I know. I know. The boy couldn't even think of anything else.
He doesn't challenge her enough. I think that's the issue. She's so bored and unchallenged. He doesn't like
the spice. She needs
to like someone that like just challenges her. I think, and that's why she's so bored with all these other men.
Because I think she kind of just walks all over him, and like we see next week, he's like, all these guys text you, and she's like, yeah, because I'm a pretty girl. But if he had a problem, he should have been like, no,
you can't text those
cut
boys.
it out.
Right.
Like, but you know, he's not going to say that to her, and that's what she needs. She needs somebody to be like, no, you're mine. Sorry.
Well, the girl likes to flirt. And we all like to flirt. So, not saying there's anything wrong with that.
I will say, I have been known to flirt to try to get a free drink before, but this is before I was in a relationship. I don't know if I would do it now that I'm in a relationship.
But would you accept the beverage?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Just
course.
as long as I saw it coming from like the bartender, make it in his hand, bring it to me. I don't want to know if there's
that's
anything
important.
like.
You
Oh, we
gotta
don't do
watch out
roofies.
for
We
that.
We don't do that, okay? Yeah.
Mama
But
taught
if
me
it's
booze.
free,
Well, let's talk about
Free ain't gonna hurt nobody.
flirting. Her flirting techniques.
Amanda says it the best. She's like, we all like to flirt, but
there's a point.
Erica crosses the line. And she keeps mentioning how she's like hot. Like really, like sweating.
I want to hear
hot.
I want to hear a girl's opinion. What do you think about a girl that always is like, I'm so hot, I'm so pretty, I'm so this?
Oh, I
What do
thought you
think?
meant like when she was hot down south.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. But we
Oh.
could talk about both.
Oh, okay. We'll go with the hot down south because that's a
Can we
whole
just
nother
get that
story.
out of the way?
Phaedra
Okay.
Parks
Don't.
said it best. Sometimes it's a powdery kind of day. I get that. I'm not quite sure what Erica had going on.
I get that, but you don't talk about it
In front of like
at the table in front of guys
Boys.
and pull out your fresh pair of panties that you have with you because
That
you know
is-
this happens.
that is tacky with the T.
Yeah,
Tacky
with
with
the
a
capital
giant
T.
That's all that is. Is that a thing? Is that like a thing that you carry extra underwear in your bag?
It's no different than the shower scene that we taught you about last time.
Oh dear, with the shower head. You know what I'm talking about.
You should. There's nothing wrong with always being prepared for any situation.
I mean, I understand that.
But maybe not in your pocketbook. Like, that's a bit too much.
Or like, what about a panty liner? Sorry, like, are we getting too graphic? But like, the girl pulls out like a panty in front of guys, like mixing with her parliaments. You know what I mean?
And when those
Not
guys
that there's anything wrong with parliaments.
did I mistake this? Or were those guys like asking to like hold the underwear? Right?
I believe
Oh,
so.
were they?
Or smell it or something?
It was disgusting.
Somebody wanted show and tell.
Somebody
Yeah.
wanted like all up in that show.
Someone was ready for show and tell.
And then
And
she
they might have
takes
gotten in
him
the
to the bathroom.
What does that imply?
We know.
Floorboard Andy. That's all that implies. Think about it. That's what my mom used to say. She's a floorboard Andy. I'm like, all right.
I thought you said Andy, and then I was thinking Andy Cohen, but it's floorboard Annie.
It works. Same difference.
Okay, all right. I need to clarify.
It applies.
I don't know. There was something wrong about that because that guy just gave Babs a lap dance, and I feel like Erica is blatantly drunk often, and people know, and it makes me sad because I feel like he's like, yes, this girl's wasted. I'm gonna take advantage of her right now. And Amanda like gave her a warning. She's like, Erica, like don't. She's like, I'm not. And then Erica asks him, like, I mean, obviously he was insinuating things all night, but she's like, you want to come with me to the bathroom?
He'll be right back.
Well, no, he said, are you going to come over to my place? And she
So I
kind
can-
of brushes him off, and then she's like, we'll talk about it. I'm like, talk about what? Like, you know, in what regard? Is she just kind of like not just going to mention poor little Robert at home?
Who she said, I'll call you back. I wonder if she called
I
him
love you,
back.
bye.
And then
At least she
then what did she
answered.
say?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, whenever she answered, they were all like, "Who's that?" And she was like, "Oh, that's he's whatever I want him to be, or something."
Yeah.
I'm a rule breaker.
This is a guy. I would just be. If the guy was saying this kind of stuff, like it'd be a whole
You wouldn't-
different story. It's a double standard, I believe, for women versus men to say things like this.
Yeah.
How?
Because we all think it's kind of like disgusting in a way for her just to be discarding it, but I think a lot of people just sort of think like, oh, like, you know, she's just kind of like a free bird, doesn't want to commit. Just, I think some people think it's kind of just funny and not that big of a deal, whereas if a guy was doing it and saying it, it'd be a whole different story. Yeah. So
I don't know. I think it's just how she carried herself in this situation. Because I think if there wasn't a conversation before, like, oh, you can trust me, or like, oh, I love my boyfriend, and then like, oh, I'm like sweating all over, like I have extra pair of panties, like I wouldn't think, like I'm all about it. Like if you don't want to have a boyfriend and you don't want to be tied down, that's fine. Like you can hook up with whoever you want. But I think it's the way she carries herself in this situation. I don't know. If it was a guy, I'd be like, he's a douche, too. So.
Yeah, that's for us though. I'm saying for other people like that I've seen on like comments and stuff, they just don't seem to think it's that big of a deal. They're just like, yeah, well, she's just hot and doesn't want to be held down. Yeah, exactly.
I understand what you're saying.
I think we kind of like see it, but a lot of the comments I've seen, they're just sort of like, you know, like she just wants to have fun. Like don't make her have a hard time. But like exactly like you said, she's saying the opposite, and we kind of see the discrepancies and differences. But
I can see that.
I don't know. I think other people don't think it's as big of a deal.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
I guess we're harsh critics.
We're in our little soapboxes over here.
I know.
Well, we'll see what happens next week. I mean, I guess we can get into predictions. What do you guys think?
It looked like an intervention, no? Casey's telling her.
Ooh. And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Go ahead.
Well, Casey sits her down. She's across from her, and she said, all you do is drink and drink and drink and drink. So it looks like an intervention. Am I wrong?
I mean, that's what it looked like. Like, you need to calm down. Yeah. But where was Amanda? Amanda's the one that witnessed. I think this is probably her worst moment, I would feel like, that we've seen so far.
Thus far.
Yeah.
Who, Erica's?
Yeah. So why wouldn't Amanda be there to be like, maybe she didn't want to be involved.
Right.
Well, maybe she was with her papa.
Maybe she's with Dada. Chefing her at the hotel with Babs.
I think there's going to be a breakup. My prediction. There's going to be a breakup. And possibly it's going to be Erica. Considering what we saw.
And then Ashlee, I think you should maybe get with Rob. He seems like a nice guy. Steal him.
Oh.
Steal him.
That's the other thing. Here's my other prediction. I feel like there's going to be the girls that Erica stole, their boyfriends. They're all going to come out of the woodwork. I'm still holding true to that because we see Erica getting a little messy. And I feel like there's going to be some girls that are going to pop up and be like, well, hey, she stole my man too.
This happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me. I wouldn't be surprised. Not in the least.
I predict as well that Erica and Rob break up, which I think should have been done yesterday. And then I totally forgot what I was about to predict, and I really liked it too. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I think it's really sad that the only other drama in this season is weather. Besides what Erica's doing. You know what I mean? There's like no other like drama going on. There's the weather and then there's Erica, right?
There's monsoons, there's rain that doesn't happen. They talk about the rain that it never rains.
But that's it. And then the past 3 episodes have been all about Erica and her, I guess. I don't know. Wine and cork problem.
There's always seems to be one person on a reality show that kind of like
takes the flack a little bit.
That always gets like the shitstorm, you know?
Right. There's always has to be one foul of the foulest.
Cassidy, let's get into news and gossip because I know, speaking of foul, there's some problems going on up in Long Island.
Long Island.
TV news.
Ooh.
So I guess it was the Long Island Chancellor Mayor is issuing an encouragement of people to boycott this show. And what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, obviously, we're not boycotting it. So
No, I mean, I think that even though it's like bad, I don't know if the show would be technically considered like bad press, but like think about the Jersey Shore. Like I guarantee you that the Jersey Shore sales and like rentals of houses just like completely skyrocketed after that show because people would just want to go to see like where those kids were, you know? So I feel like it could do nothing but help.
I agree. Like
I don't know.
I've heard some interviews with these ladies, and they've said they are not representing all of Long Island. They are not representing the whole Jewish community. This is something that's been done on TV before with the other Real Housewives franchises and all the different other cities. People will roo ha ha and ruffle feathers for a little bit, and then it'll die down.
I agree.
I want to know what Andy Cohen thinks about this, because I know he wanted to make a show about JAPs, like Jewish American princesses, for a long time now. And finally, the Princesses of Long Island came out, and I wonder if this is what he expected. Call us, Andy. Right?
Please do.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
I think that people are just trying to find some excuse for this behavior, but at the same time, there's not a whole lot going on in Long Island from the way that it seems anyway. I mean, sorry, Long Island, but like they're going out places or in the shopping malls, in the strip malls, you know? I mean, this is just what's happening. So I think the most exciting thing for Long Island to have happen is a Bravo reality show come to town.
And if you're gonna have a reality show, a Bravo reality show is what you want to have. So
I agree.
they should be happy.
Nothing better than Bravo.
Yeah. I don't know.
They should just go with it.
Accept. They need to own it and be like, yeah, princesses.
Just cash in already, you know?
Yeah,
like
get over yourself.
Tourist attractions, just cash in.
Yeah, do the Princesses Long Island tour. You can do the tour bus tour of the shops they go to, Babs' shops. They can go to brunch with Chanel. She'll cook them Shabbat dinner. It'll be a whole thing.
There's a lot going on in Long Island.
We'll be the tour guides.
Yeah, right? Well, you guys, thank you so much for watching. You could check into the AfterBuzz TV website and let us know what you think about the show. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Zias.
You can find me on Twitter at Jake_DuPree and on Instagram at Jake DuPree.
You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Fahnia Thomas.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Cassidy Gard.
Thanks for watching.
See you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.